of Flatware for a little bit. So the cookware, the Cutco cookware. First tip is I always recommend having cookware if you can. You know, having a piece really does make a difference, whether it's just a saucepan or a frying pan. I know on Vector Connect, you can ask our managers here to help you order a sample set of cookware. Um, that's relatively cut down in price for us, so that way we can go ahead and demonstrate it to customers. And that's the biggest one there. Having it will help you sell a lot more. The now, in terms of what I actually tell a customer, there's three things I would keep very simple, just like the knives. The first, the most important thing about our waterless cookware is that it is forever guaranteed and American made. Now, with the knives, it's pretty freaking cool what happens when they replace them, whether they're melted, broken, or weird things happen to them. Cutco is very kind and generous and replaces them for almost any reason. So it's the same thing with the cookware. And after over 10 years of selling Cutco and seeing all kinds of crazy things happen, they do the exact same thing. So one, Cutco cookware is forever guaranteed and American made. Be forever guaranteed. What does that mean? If you ever accidentally let your pot burn on the burner for over half an hour because you took a phone call and you come back and it's brimming gold, it has bubbled up, warped up, melted, and all craziness has happened. This has happened to my customers before. I just have them send it back and Cutco will replace it for free. That was wild. I had a customer do that with their saucepans with like two of them, this guy. He's like, I just got on the phone, forgot about it, came back an hour or so later, and this is how it was. I'm still using them, which cracked me up. I'm like, hey, let's just send it back, see what Cutco says. Um, it's like we should at least do that. And they replaced it. Another scenario is the handles. I've had customers, sometimes they hang their cookware on their hanging rack that hangs from the ceiling, or they're putting it on the highest shelf of their cabinets, and they drop it. It falls right on the handle and snap. I've had this happen to two griddles before with customers over the years, where it just snapped off. Those handles are spot welded on there really well, but it's a lot of pressure and they can break. We send it back to the factory, and Cutco saved the day by replacing them for free. The third situation I've seen Cutco take care of the cookware for us has been just over the years, like with anything with wear and tear, the handles get loose, and the customer with for like the saucepans, they'll tighten them, they'll tighten them themselves, and then over time they'll get loose again. Simple. I just have it sent back to Cutco. Put a note that the handle's getting loose, and Cutco will send it back repaired or replaced for free, which is all cool. Those are really the three biggest things. It is forever guaranteed, just like the knives. So have fun with it. Be proud. Don't be shy, and let the customer know this is the last set of ponds they ever have to buy. Ponds, pots and pans. So, uh, cool. So that's it. Step one, forever guaranteed, American made. Step two, Cutco works just like nonstick when treated right. So here's how you make that magic happen. One, preheat that bad boy on medium heat for a couple of minutes and then turn it to low. That's where the famous saying comes, medium to low is all you need to know. I'll have customers that'll tell me like, my pancakes are sticking. My whatever is all sticking. Everything on my griddle, everything in my fry pan. I'm like, did you preheat it? No, I just put it on like medium high heat and started cooking on it. And I was like, okay, well, first of all, it didn't get hot enough. So you need to let it preheat for 2 to 3 minutes. And then I'll have customers like on medium heat. And then I'll have customers who preheat it for 2 to 3 minutes and then start cooking right away. And I'm like, okay, well then turn it to low. Maybe you just had it too hot. Once you preheat it, turn it to low, wait another minute or two, and then start cooking. And over time, it gets way faster. You know how long it takes to preheat. You know how long it takes for it to get to the low heat you need. And it's really quick. It's just the first week is training for you. It's just like with the knives. You cut yourselves easily the first week. A lot of people have accidents, but then they learn and they get better with them. They get faster. That first week is always learning with really high quality tools of anything. So to keep it simple, Preheat and medium to low is all you need to know. That's all it is. Hopefully I can show you guys this one quick 1-minute video from Cutco. I'm gonna try to share my screen. Start sharing broadcasting. Let's see if it works. Boom. And here we are. Can somebody just say something to let me know that you can see my screen?
I can see it.
I can see it.
So hopefully, so I just want you guys to watch it. It's exactly what I said, but I do want you to see how awesome this video is. Preheat the pan for frying pan for 2 to 3 minutes. Put your butter on there. As soon as all the butter is melted, and then you can see it slide. And the cool thing is, you can use this on the pan, not on it. Worry about things wrapped up. And that's it. It's on cutco.com. It's on the cookware section. And then let me make sure everything is working. Okay, there we go. I'm back. So have fun with that. Preheat for a couple of minutes on medium heat and then cook on medium to low. Now, I tell customers, start on low, not a low number. I mean the literal lowest setting you have. And then from there, as you get more comfortable, start raising up the heat if you need to cook faster. And then just keep it like that. I told customers that from the very beginning, and they had a great time over the years, remembering those little things. Preheat, medium to low, start on low once you want to actually start cooking. And then the final tip, past being forever guaranteed, past preheating and cooking on medium to low, making sure you start cooking on low, is my favorite part, the final and third tip, deglazing the pan. So sometimes I'll cook something, record a video, and send it to my customers when I make steak or some chicken. When it comes to your meats that have little to no fat, you need a little bit of oil to be added into the food. You need a little bit of butter, something that will let it not stick as much. But here's the important thing. When you're cooking beef, when you're cooking, especially beef on a Cutco pan, on a stainless pan, you will get delicious stuck on beef bits on the bottom of the pan. It's called fond. And every good cook knows they can either deglaze a pan to clean it easily or deglaze the pan to turn it into a delicious sauce. What does that mean? Is when you have that delicious stuck on beef at the bottom, those beefy bits, aka fond, just pour in a little bit of water. Once you're done cooking the steak, the beef, whatever it may be, and it'll all unstick, lift off, and you can wipe it right off. That's called deglazing. If you want to use it for delicious sauces or seasoning, I just go ahead and put my vegetables in there. Meaning tomatoes, onions, especially onions, whatever other vegetables I have that I want to cook, the juices from those vegetables will work just like the water I just talked about earlier. It'll deglaze the pan, lifting off those beefy bits and that delicious seasoning, and I can use it for a delicious little sauteed side of veggies with my beef, with my steak. So in other words, deglaze the pan by adding water, by pouring water into it, or your vegetables, and that'll get those beefy bits unstuck. You can either use it as a cleaning method right off the bat by pouring water in it, or you can just go ahead and use it as a seasoning method by putting in your veggies. The water content of the veggies will do the same thing. And those would be the 3 tips. Forever guaranteed, American made, you're covered. Preheat and on medium heat for a couple of minutes, and medium to low is all you need to know when cooking. Start on low. And the final tip is deglazing the pan whenever you have those drier cuts of meat. Add your water or your vegetables in to lift off those delicious beefy bits called fond. And that's it. That's all there is to it. The next step will be me talking a little bit about flatware, but as of right now,
Fran, before you go into that, could you share, I don't know if I missed it, but just like the features and benefits of it, like the 5-layer ply, what it's made of, like just how to actually talk about it.
Yeah.
So the tips to the using it was great, but just how to talk about it. Most of these guys have never heard anything about it.
Yeah, so that's totally fine. The Cutco cookware, it is American made and forever guaranteed. What makes it so special is its 5-ply construction. You have 2 layers of stainless steel on the outside that don't react, that don't work, that doesn't scratch off like nonstick. It holds its luster forever, and they're built like tanks. And the inner 3, so they will last forever. The inner 3 layers are aluminum, and that's the secret behind it heating up really well and evenly. So it's 5 layers of metal. And the other cool, so when it cooks evenly, because of that, everything heats up, cooks way faster. It is waterless cookware now. So the lids lock on there, the lids fit on there so nicely, the pots turn into mini pressure cookers. It forms a vapor seal around the edge of the lids where a lot of the juices are just held in the pot. And because of that, it's called waterless cookware. When you put in vegetables, meats, you can cook your foods without adding any water or oil 99% of the time. Their own natural juices and water content will steam up and cook everything quick, fast, deliciously. It'll come out way more colorful, and that is the magic of waterless cookware. Something dry like broccoli, all you need to add is like a little shot glasses worth of water, and it'll steam your vegetables, your broccoli really quick. It'll come out way more delicious instead of boiling your vegetables, your fruits, your any meat that requires stuff like that. It'll come out way more colorful, more delicious, since you're not drowning it in water and sucking out all the delicious nutrients. And that's waterless cookware 101. It is stackable as well. On the little cooking guide for Cutco cookware, it shows a Dutch oven with a high dome cover because of that core, that amazing conducting core. The heat disperses so evenly that even the pots laying on top will cook all the way through, and it's pretty freaking awesome. And that's the secret behind that. And Cutco cookware, it even tells you in the little booklet, it's T304 stainless on the outside. It's a 3-ply aluminum core on the inside, and then it has a 430 magnetic steel. All that means it's induction capable. So you have an American-made, high-quality, professional stainless pots and pan set. That's 5-ply, meaning you have 3 layers of aluminum on the inside, 2 stainless on the outside. It's induction capable. It heats evenly, and the lids fit on there so nicely that all the juices, everything gets stuck in there because of the vapor seal that forms, so everything cooks way faster. Evenly from top to bottom, side to side. It's king. And that's literally the construction benefits of the waterless cookware. Is there anything else, Kathy, you think I missed or I should touch upon?
No, I mean, I think just you have the craftsmanship, which you guys can watch a video that's really quick. I think it's really cool how it's less cooking time, it's healthier, it takes out less nutrients because you're not cooking with a bunch of water, right? And so it doesn't like, you guys ever like cook, I don't know, like go to cook something and the water changes color, right? Like if it's green veggies, the water turns greenish, or if you're cooking carrots or something, it turns a little bit orange. Raise your hand if you've experienced that before, by the way. And so that is a lot of the water, like the water's actually draining out, like those are actually nutrients, by the way. So I remember when like years ago, I had a nutrition coach and she had told me like, oh, buy this algae, buy this, buy that, like all these things, right? And she's like, boil them for this long. And she said, you're going to see and the water turned like purple because it was like cabbage and all these things. And then she goes, okay, now you're going to strain it and just throw away all the veggies. And I remember going, wait, what? I'm like, I thought I needed those, like, isn't that why I'm making this broth? And she laughed and she's like, you already have all the nutrients in the water. She's like, it literally just drained it out, like how it changed color and like the veggies almost have no color, like it's all in the water. So you can just drink the broth now, right? That was on purpose. But the average everyday person, sometimes when you use different pots and pans, like you're steaming something or you're cooking something and like it drains the nutrients out. And then when you go to serve the veggies to eat, you're almost having like nutrient less veggies, it's just like random mush that you're eating. And so with our pots and pans, it's really great because you're minimal. I mean, you can just sprinkle a little water or just like from rinsing the veggies, you can throw them in the pot. Let's say you want to steam them or whatever. You don't even have to fill the pot with any water or anything. Just like the water that's on the veggies is enough to steam it. And so it's a lot healthier. You have more of the nutrients in there. It cooks so much faster because it's like an oven. When he's describing all this, some of the stuff doesn't make sense to you guys, but basically the pots create like a little oven, right? And you could literally like, I don't know, Fran, if you do this, I know that when I was younger, I remember seeing this example where someone baked a cake, but on the stove. Like they made batter for like a Duncan's Hine cake, right? That normally you would put in the oven and cook, but they just put it in one of the pots with the lid on it and it cooked in there because it's like a little oven and its exact amount of heat is coming in from all sides, is completely even. So that was something that I remember seeing when I was younger and I was like, oh, wow. So that was really cool too. And so you're using less electricity, so it's saving money. Oh yeah, he's got the vanilla cake over here, that Francisco's showing, but yeah, it reduces cooking time so it's quicker. It saves money from electricity. You have stuff that's healthier. There are other pots and pans like it. I think we could say Cutco is the best of its kind. When it comes to the knives, there aren't any knives that are as great as our knives. The cookware, there are a couple others. They're made in the same facility. The cookware is actually not made in Olean, New York. Is it still in Wisconsin? I think it's
Yeah.
Wisconsin, and they make like they make a couple different low moisture cookwares. Like for instance, my grandma had Lifetime, and when I started, they're like, oh, she doesn't need to replace her Lifetime. It's very similar. She can just add to it pieces that she's missing. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So our cookware is as good as the best, guaranteed forever, and has, like all the benefits and has a forever guarantee that Cutco puts behind our stuff, which is awesome. And it's cheaper than most of the stuff you're going to find, where our knives are literally the best. And so, but just, wanted to share a little bit. And you guys can do some more research and you can look on your presentation. You guys can go in to the accessories. There's the different, cookware videos you can watch. But just to just learn a little bit about it. The big dogs, they sell a lot of cookware and you'll never sell it if you don't talk about it or show it, right? And so just giving a quick preview or playing that video is something that can help you guys have more sales, and the other thing, because it's basically, we call the three legs of you guys are going to learn more about this as the summer progresses, but there's like three legs to the stool in the kitchen. You've got your knives, you have your pots and pans, and you have your flatware. Those are the three major parts of the kitchen, right? And then you have all the little accessories and all the other fun things. But everyone needs knives and forks to eat with, all right? Unless they're just like picking it up, biting it, here you go, honey, and like passing it around the table. Everyone uses the knives and forks to eat. Everyone uses knives, to prep their food and cut their food. And then obviously the pots and pans to be able to cook or heat things up. So wanted to give you guys a quick intro and ability to ask questions if you want, while we have Francisco on with the cookware. And then he was going to share a couple things about the flatware and just how to explain the flatware to the customers and why it's so great. So I don't know if anyone has questions on cookware, or we can hold questions till the end.
Pots and pans.
All right. So yeah, Fran, go for it. Take it from there on give us a little goods on flatware.
So flatware is also really fun to sell. It's honestly really fun to go into an appointment and come out and I'll be like, just sold a flatware chest. It's really great too whenever I meet customers that already have the an ultimate or a signature with steak knives, because then I'm able to really show off those amazing table knives that come with the flatware. It's really great. It feels great in the hand. It's beautiful. When my friends and family use it. Adriana's mom, just a quick story, and then I'll break it down. Adriana's mom a few years ago bought some for her family. She bought a Thanksgiving flatware set, I like to call it, because that's what she pulled it out for. And we got engraved on the table knives beautifully in a script style, La Familia Martinez, established in 1976, which I believe that was when her parents got married. It's a year around there. It's super cute and beautiful, and I will never forget this day. Adriana's family, all her in-laws, siblings, tease me for selling Cutco all the time. They're like, "Oh, look at this Wusthof knife I have. It's so amazing." They all have Cutco, but they always bash on me, and it's hilarious. But Thanksgiving Day is when I won. We went over to her sister's house. All her family got together for Thanksgiving. There's a dinner table, a long one. The plates are set down. Her mother went ahead and set out all the flatware, the knife and the dinner knife, aka the stainless steel table knife, the dinner fork and the table knife, and beautifully laid out. Okay, with La Familia Martinez EST that the year they got married facing out. Everybody sits down. We all got our steaks. Her brother-in-law had made it to everybody's temp. We're ready to eat. Up until we're eating, even after prayer, everybody was still teasing me about selling Cutco. Like, oh, is this Wusthof? Is this Henkel's? Man, I think Henkel's is way better than this one. And there was a moment of silence that I will never forget that made me so proud. Everybody got quiet. They all started cutting into their steak, and like magic, everybody's head went from facing down to just popping up with wide eyes as they cut into the steak effortlessly, cutting it like butter. It was a beautiful experience for everybody. And at that moment, I knew I had won. Because after that, all the older people there, like the parents, were asking me, how much are the table knives? How much are the steak knives? Sold. Great Thanksgiving. Amazing time. So sell the heck out of the flatware. It is meant for everyday use. Please let your customers know that it is beautiful because of the high quality, high end construction. This is meant to last a test of time. And my favorite part is if you lose a piece or two, it doesn't matter. We've had a design for going on to 2 decades now plus, and Cutco will go ahead and we sell individuals, so you can always recomplete it. You will lose a piece. I have customers that have literally lost a couple of pieces each year, and they call me on repeat to replace one fork, to replace two soup spoons, to replace a stainless steel table knife. It happens. That's totally fine. But that's the magic of Cutco. You don't have to go to the store to buy packs of 12 or 8 and end up with more mismatching flatware just to try to replace the couple that you lost. And for the kids, a common problem, raise your hand here if you've ever got one of your mom's spoons, scooped out ice cream, and then bent it. Right? That stuff happens often. People have crooked looking flatware for that reason. And here's the features and benefits of Cutco now. Cutco flatware, one, it's forever guaranteed as well and American made. It's beautiful. If anything ever happens to it, if you ever accidentally damage the fork where it's bent off, if the not stainless steel table knives, anything happens to them, just like the knives, we got you covered. We'll repair, replace it for free. Now, the second part is, it is 1810 stainless steel. It is the highest grade. It is the highest grade stainless you can get for the kitchen. So these beauties are hard. They're very hard to bend. Don't get me wrong, you can bend them if you man strength it, but they're very, very, very hard and sturdy. Because of its 1810 stainless steel construction, these beauties hold their luster and shine forever as well. Now, they're just like any flatware, there is normal wear and tear, but if it is ever actually damaged, like I said, a fork tine is bent, the stainless steel table knife, the blade is chipped, broken, doled out beyond repair, we got you covered. We'll repair, replace it for free. And here's the way it's set up. The flatware set is a best deal out of any set. That bad boy is over 33% off. You save a third off the flatware set. It's 12 play settings, and each play setting comes with 2 forks, 2 spoons, and a dinner knife. Multiply by 12, it's 60 pieces total, and Cutco throws in a chest for free with that set. It's great for storage, it's great for display, it's beautiful. And it's beautiful. Yeah, that's really it. And now the beautiful is there. Actually, really, that's where I finished my presentation. Now, pro tip. What I really love to do is, this is something my mentor, Andy, taught me, is whenever I'm at a customer's home, especially, I'll grab their favorite plate, or I'll ask for their nicest plate, and I'll set the flatware up next to it. I'll put the salad fork, dinner fork, so the small fork, big fork, plate, dinner knife, soup spoon, teaspoon. So big spoon, little spoon. I'll put it like that. Of course, it's all on the mat if they have one. The plate is right there, the 2 forks on the side, and the 2 spoons on the other side with a knife. It looks beautiful. And I have that laid out the whole time during the presentation. And by that point, customers will go ahead and ask me. Same thing with the Cutco cookware. You ask your managers. I believe you can still order a fat sample set of a flatware. Hopefully you can. That way you can go ahead and display those things on appointments. Pictures are great. Videos are awesome. I showed you a video off Cutco's website. I just went on there, clicked on the fry pan. There's a video for it. It's the same thing with the flatware. You can go on there. It is like a video from like the 1800s, but it is still a beautiful video. And I really, really enjoy it. And sometimes I'll show it just so I can show customers how to lay it out, like they explained in that video too. Cutco.com and your Vector Connect is a treasure home for all these amazing videos you can show customers too. And that's the flatware set. Other than that, I can go into prices, but it is the biggest thing I tell customers is that it is meant forever. It is forever guaranteed. It's 1810 stainless steel, so it holds its shine forever. You don't have to worry about polishing it. And if you do lose a piece, you're covered. We sell individuals so you can recomplete it, and it is forever guaranteed. It's 33% off, man. It's our biggest bundle. Any questions, Kathy?
No, anybody else? Any questions for Francisco? Awesome, Fran. I appreciate you taking time to give us some tips on these and just kind of an intro. Obviously, you guys are going to keep learning more, but the more you show, the more you're going to sell. You know, don't forget the average sales made on the 4th or 5th attempt. And so that whole drop down part, you know, when you think about why do the top people, you know, sell more? Like, what's the difference, right? Like, well, they show more, right? Or they start higher. And so Francisco and many of the Cutco sales professionals, they'll show here's the Cutco kitchen, right? And then they're like, oh, okay, did you just want to start with 2 of the 3 parts? All right, well, oh, here's the homemaker, you know, the complete set. Here's a signature, here's the homemaker. You know, like they're just getting to the homemaker many times in the 4th or 5th attempt, where newbies are like homemaker, galley, starters, pieces, something, right? And so obviously the average order is going to be lower, you know, because of that. And so the higher you start, the more you show, the more chances you give yourself, and you're just getting more no's, and every no is 1 no closer to a yes. And that was something I was taught when I started learning how to sell Cutco and just in sales in general. It's like, just know you're getting to their comfort zone, right? The average order, and you guys have seen it, is about $500. And so it's $400 to $500. So we know that $5,000 isn't the average order. You know, do those sales happen? For sure. Are they fun when they happen? You tell me, Francisco, are they fun when they happen? It's super fun, all right? But we don't know always what's going to happen, you know? So just know that it's good to show everything because again, it just gives you more chances at things. So I want to open up any questions that you guys have.
If there are no questions, I would actually like to go ahead and mention one more thing about the drop down, but let's see if there's a question.
Real quick, real basic, because we're going to transition. I want everyone to make 10 calls before we start our division meeting here. So yeah, anything else you want to add, Fran? Go for it real quick.
So yeah, don't be afraid to drop down. Call your manager if you need help. It's super easy. It's the same
And
thing
by
with
the
the
way,
cook.
tomorrow, Dante, Hall of Fame event coordinator, he's actually going to be giving tips on dropping down like a champ. So you do not want to miss that tomorrow with Dante.
Oh, perfect. That's definitely. So this will just be a warm up. It's the same thing with the cookware. It's the same thing with the knives. With the flatware, 12 place settings is awesome, right? The set is around $17.50 plus tax. You can do it in payments after it's 32% discount. It's a great deal. But point of the matter is, I've had customers where I remember my favorite situation was the father was like, yeah, the flatware looks amazing. But I'm good right now. And he upgraded his set to an ultimate set, steak knives. He had a homemaker from like years ago. And his daughter came by. Now here's the magic of having Cutco and having it laid out. His daughter came by. She lives with him, but she's about to move out. She just recently finished college and got her job as an engineer. She's a quirky younger girl. And it was really funny because she's like, "Oh, this is awesome, Dad. Dad, don't you think I should go ahead and like have some knives for the for my home?" He's like, "Yeah, honey, these would be great. I've had these forever." I was like, "Okay, well, how much are the sets?" And then we go through the sets, and it's like, "Oh, that's too much." So then I drop down to the galley. "Oh, that's too much." So then I drop down to a 5-piece set. It's like, "Oh, this is great. Let's start with that." And I can always add more, right, Pancho? That's what my customers call me. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm your dad's Cutco rep. We can always grow this set over the years, especially as you get settled in your new home and take care of those new home costs." She's like, "Oh, I'd love that. How much is your flatware?" Again, 12 place settings, $17.50 after it's 30% discount. And she's like, "Oh, that's too much." I'm like, "Well, how many place settings would be nice for you?" Well, a lot of people sometimes just get 8, 6, or 4. I was like, "Well, how much would be just for 4?" So I just went ahead and added up 4 place settings, and she's like, "I'll get that. Sweet. I can do it in the payments too. How much would it be my payments?" Whatever it was. And she got 4 place settings. The best part, my favorite part, is like, "And cookware? Well, Dad, I'm gonna need some cookware too. How much are the sets?" Right? Well, the big one is over $5,000. She's like, "Oh, that's too much. Maybe later." And I dropped down to a fry pan, all the way down. I went to the steps real quick, showed her the prices, because I had already written them down, show them to the dad too. So I dropped down, and she ended up getting a fry pan with a spatula, because I told her the spatula is a thin metal, flexible spatula that works amazingly well on our fry pans. And she got a mini Cutco kitchen for her new home. She had just turned 21 or 22, I think. 2 knives, a couple place settings, and a fry pan with a spatula. I felt very proud that day. Happy customer. So dropping down is great. That's it, Kathy.
Awesome.